Knowing more about how a learning brain works allows us to reevaluate our approaches to teaching and studying. As we know, studying is just as important, if not more so, than attending classes. However, thanks to neuroscience, we now know that not all study strategies are equal and that some are counterproductive, even though they have been used for generations. To guide you, here are 3 mistakes to avoid while studying. The first mistake is to rely on repetition rather than reactivation. In the brain, all learning results from the repeated activation of neurons related to the targeted learning. However, rereading the lesson is not the best way to activate your neurons. On the contrary, prolonged repetition leads to a decrease in neuronal activation, which can be recognized by the fact that the study suddenly seems easier and less motivating. At these signs, it is better to put it aside and return to it later, ideally after a 24-hour delay for the first sessions. One of the most effective ways to stimulate neural activation is to practice memory retrieval, which consists of searching in one's head for learned information that is not yet consolidated. A second mistake is to neglect feedback. In memory retrieval training, the learner must check or be validated as to whether their answers are correct. This feedback step is crucial for learning, not only because it sends a signal to the brain that helps encode the response, but also because it allows the response to be corrected if it is wrong, preventing the unfortunate encoding of errors. The problem here is not in giving a wrong answer to a memory retrieval exercise that will be corrected by feedback, but in mistakenly believing that you have the right answer or that you have understood the material properly without correcting yourself or being corrected. A third mistake is to stop studying as soon as our performance is satisfactory. It is common to declare mission accomplished and stop studying as soon as we feel we have mastered the learning material. However, continuing to learn beyond a satisfactory performance is a winning strategy. This is called overlearning. Although this recommendation may seem contradictory to the first error presented, it is not. While the first error was about the ease that one eventually feels within a single study session, this is about mastery that comes after several well-spaced sessions. Overlearning not only strengthens the neural connections related to the intended learning so that the knowledge is less likely to be forgotten, but also allows for deeper learning. Therefore, when mastering a subject, it makes sense to push the studying further while stopping when the approach no longer challenges us. This video is a snippet of our article on mistakes to avoid when studying according to neuroscience. We invite you to check it out and discover our blog, which explores a wide range of topics related to education and technology.